Hello and welcome to another Overlord lore video, and today we are going to take a closer look at the question of whether or not Zesshi Zetsumei could defeat the Plejades Battlemaids, or if Zesshi would indeed fail. But before we are going to do so, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel, as well as all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's take a closer look at the topic at hand. Zesshi Zetsumei would fight all 7 Plejades, of course, including Auriel Omega. And just to fill you in, Auriel Omega is the 7 Plejades and a level 100 commander and leader that oversees the teleportation network of the Great Tomb of Nezarec, while the rest of the Plejades have a level ranging from 47 to 63 and could deal damage to Zesshi, even if she should have some sort of nullification ability, since they all would also be buffed by Auriel Omega, and since even their doppelgangers were able to hit and wound Ein Soul Gone. And with that said, let's take a look at the other side of the equation. Antilene Heran Foch, also dubbed Certain Death, is incredibly powerful and has a level of 88, so she's just 12 levels below level 100. And she furthermore has access to the gear of the 6 great gods, meaning she will have one of the best, if not the best set of armor and the best set of weapons with her. Additionally, she was trained to fight since her early childhood days, and is well versed in tactics and strategies. And now with that said, just as in my video about Ainz fighting the Plejades, we will also take a look at 3 different scenarios. And the first scenario would be one where Zesshi Zetsumei is relentlessly pressured and pursued by the Plejades. Now, normally being just 5 levels below your opponent would likely decide the battle before it even began, since the difference in strength would be far too great to bridge it with skill. Something that in this case would immensely benefit Auriel Omega, who outranks Zesshi by 12 levels. But as mentioned in my other videos before, she's just a commander and leader class, a support unit, while Zesshi Zetsumei is head-to-toe outfitted and trained to kill. So in this case, Zesshi could potentially pressure and even defeat Auriel in melee, especially since she too can summon some skeletons to at least temporarily occupy the other Plejades. But Zesshi, even when she can close the distance to Auriel, would find herself on the receiving end of the attack rather quickly, because Auriel would just teleport away before Zesshi can land the first hit, only for her to then notice that the other Plejades have finished off these skeletons. And while Naberal Gamma unleashes a barrage of lightning strikes, Antoma would send in her spiders to distract and harass Zesshi, while Auriel will simply teleport away any Plejades near Zesshi to safety. Now naturally Zesshi would try to use one of her trump cards, and to even the odds, she would try to summon Einherjar, who is almost as strong as Zesshi. But the moment she tries to use the skill, Shizo Delta's bullets would interrupt her casting time and time again. Just like Shizo's doppelganger interrupted the spellcasting of Ein Soul Gone during their training match twice. Zesshi, realizing this, will try to eliminate Shizo, but thanks to her invisibility, she would easily avoid Zesshi, while Solution Epsilon would get in some hits at the now distracted Zesshi, before being teleported away quickly, and perhaps even healed by Lupus Regina Beta. Zesshi would now give her everything, and take aim at Auriel, and as soon as she teleports away, Zesshi would attack Lupus Regina, in order to take out the healer, only to be hit from below with Shizo Delta's combat knife, and from above with Naberal Gamma's lightning, while Antoma's spiderwebs would impede her movement, before getting smacked in the head by a furious werewolf. Zesshi tries to get away, only to get smacked down again by Yuri Alpha. Finally, Auriel Omega unleashes her first attack, and Zesshi is destroyed. So this in my opinion is the most likely outcome, with at least a likelihood of roughly about 70%. In the next scenario, Zesshi would summon Einherjar as soon as she saw trouble, and while Einherjar would relentlessly pursue Auriel Omega, Zesshi would, now that the Plejades can't be teleported away that easily, try to take out the support units first, inflicting a deep hit on Entoma before Lupus Regina could cast Heal. After noticing this ability, Zesshi would try to break through, but is then hit by Yuri Alpha Nabral Gamma's attack. Furious, she nonetheless commits to the fight against the undead, only to unleash holy magic, deeply wounding Yuri Alpha. And while Shizu's bullet hit her time and time again, and Lupus Regina's werewolf form plunges her claws into her armor, Zesshi is still able to finish off Yuri Alpha, only to be then hit by Solution Epsilon, who slipped through her visor, eating away her very eyes. And since Shizu Delta closely watches the hands of Zesshi Zetsumei, she can't even cast Heal. Still, with a swing of her scythe, she manages to wound Lupus Regina, and Solution Epsilon also has to withdraw, because the scythe is magic in nature. But blinded, she now can't make out her foes all that well, while still being hit by Nalbara Gamma's lightning. Nonetheless, Shisauma manages to spot Shizu simply by following the bullets, hitting her, and therefore taking out the sneak and charge mate in one attack, only to be then hit over the head again by an enraged Lupus Regina. As soon as Zesshi tries to retaliate, Lupus Regina is teleported away, and a moment later, a healed-up Auriel Omega, who has defeated Einherjar by now, will enter the fight and end the battle, and I give this scenario a likelihood of 20% to play out. But what happens when Zesshi is not only able to fight with Einherjar already summoned, but when she is able to actually use the goal of all life is death? How would the battle then play out? Obviously, she would target Auriel Omega, albeit indirectly. After sending in Einherjar and herself after the regular Plejades, Auriel Omega will try to teleport him away, only for both to suddenly pursue the last of the Plejades. 5 seconds later, they will stop in their tracks, turn on their heels, and they will now attack the pursuing regular Plejades Battlemaids. And while Auriel can teleport away one Plejades at a time, Lupus Regina would most likely get hit by either Zesshi or Einherjar, and the Plejades can't afford to lose their healer. So Auriel tries to tank the hit instead, in order to then be later healed by Lupus Regina, and it is this moment that would turn the tide of the battle. Once hit by the goal of all life is death, or rather the death spell enhanced by it, Auriel dies, and Lupus Regina will now face Zesshi and Einherjar. Too slow to react, Lupus Regina perishes, and without their leader and short of a healer, the other 5 Plejades stand little chance of winning, and I give this scenario a 10% likelihood. So most of the time, Zeshi's lower level and her lower number would make her lose the match, and she absolutely need to catch Auriel Omega off guard and kill her at the very start of the battle in order to be able to win. And with that said, now it's your turn. Do you think Zesshi could defeat the Plejades Battlemaids, or do you think there is no way all 7 could lose to Zesshi Zetsumei? Let me know down in the comment section. And with that said, I say my special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, Bad Guy Yi, Bad Burrito 316, Beezer, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Huster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenukai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.